welcome to Tenerife. So, welcome back to the channel. Yes, we're in Tenerife. We've decided to take a quick winter break and go across to Tenerife for a nice week in the sun. And video-wise and photography-wise, we're travelling light, he says. For this, we're taking the DJI Pocket 2, which this is being filmed on now. We're also taking the Canon M50, mainly for photos this time, because we're looking at taking a trip up to Mount Teede to do some astrophotography. And we've also brought the drone, the Mavic Air 2S. We've done a little check online and we're okay to fly the drone around here. So we're looking to get some nice coastal shots through the Mavic Air 2. Enjoy and welcome to Tenerife. We're staying in Costa Adeje, a coastal part of a town and municipality in the southern west part of Tenerife. It's home to many newly developed hotels, popular with European travellers, and isn't short of restaurants, bars, shops and nightclubs. We're staying at the Labranda, Bahia Fanabe and Villas, which is only around a 10-minute walk from the beach and the restaurants. Although it's off-season, the apartments are clean, I'd say rustic in appearance, and reasonably maintained, although on our first day the showerhead came flying off. There has to be a little bit of manoeuvring when closing the door to our little terrace, and so far at least 2 power cuts in 3 days. Nevertheless, it's a nice little place to stay, as long as you like Germans. Now, before you all start complaining, I'm not being racist. I actually don't mind the Germans, but as long as you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning to save your sunbed. And here there are quite a few other nationalities as well. We have been talking to a really friendly Icelandic couple from Reykjavik. She's 79. She complains that it's a bit cold. Really? And she also introduced us to the wonderful Icelandic sport of topless knitting. So with that image in your head, here's some lovely drone footage of Costa Adeje.
No sé qué tú ves en mí, mi amor. Ya no dejes de mirarme, que ya me gusta quién soy. Contigo me siento en control. Eres el balance en este mundo, poco humor. Se volvió ese chico que habló en mis canciones. Esas madrugadas y hermosas conversaciones. Se volvió ese chico que quería ver otra vez. Y me enamoré a volverlo a ver. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Tú me curas cuando más me duele. Sé que siempre has sabido amarme.
Eso eres tortolito, no queda bien, bebé. Mejor de tus amigas diciendo que no ven. Esto sea duradero, que sea algo sincero. Que un perro no cambia y eso es lo que es él. Pero tú lo viste, mi amor. Tú viste mi mejor versión. Hiciste lo que nadie quería. Seguís para mis poesías. Siento que tú solo sabes. Chico con par de maldades. Tú sincero, verdadero, baby. Siento que tú solo sabes. Cuántos que siento reales. Solo prefiero que en un largo tiempo sea tu caballero.
Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos ese chico que habló en mis canciones. Esas madrugadas y hermosas conversaciones. Se volvió ese chico que quería ver otra vez. Y me enamoré a volverlo a ver. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Tú me curas cuando más me duele. Sé que siempre has sabido amarme.
We've come down to the seaside here at Tenerife and we've just been shooting some drone footage which you've just seen. Today it's Sunday, we're Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5th day here, and today we're going up to Mount Teede. The trip starts in the afternoon, it's a 9-hour trip, and we're taking the Canon M50 as well because we're going to do a little bit of astrophotography, hopefully get some nice sunsets as well while we're up there. So it's going to be a busy old day, but this view here is just stunning, absolutely stunning. The Teede by Night trip we booked through the Viator website. Teede National Park is centred around the highest mountain of Spain and the trip is well worth taking. After the various pickups you take a trip up the mountains, stop off halfway for a quick drink and a toilet break, then you enter into the national park where your guide explains all about the volcanic landscape, the various films shot there, and then takes you to watch the sunset while sipping champagne. After the sunset watching, you're whisked off to a restaurant and treated to a lovely 3-course meal, then it's back out for some stargazing. Make sure when you take this trip that you take warm clothes with you as it does get very cold when you're stargazing. The national park has no light pollution and during your stargazing experience the guide explains in great detail about the constellations and you also get the chance to see the stars and the moon close up through telescopes. It was on this trip that I used the Canon M50 for stills and astrophotography, and whilst I was happy with the still images taken during the daytime, I found it a bit of a struggle shooting the nighttime shots, particularly trying to find the infinity point on the lens, and certainly if I go on this trip again, I'll be taking my Nikon camera and wide angle lens. Nevertheless, it was a fantastic trip and thoroughly recommend it to anyone. Also, I would also consider hiring a car and going up there yourself and waiting for darkness to fall so you can spend as much time as you wish shooting astrophotography. So then, after a wonderful and relaxing week's holiday, it was time to get packed up and head back to the real life and sunny Manchester. So we're on the way back and coming from Tenerife back into Manchester. If you've got drone equipment and other camera equipment, you have to get everything out of the fucking bag. Bit of a pain in the arse. Didn't have to do it in Manchester, just took my laptop out and left the bag in. But here in Tenerife going back, you have to get everything out. Now, the woman, to be fair, she was very nice. So basically, her words, not mine, was the machines that they have at Tenerife Airport are shit. So you have to get everything out. So just a warning, if you come to Tenerife and you're bringing a load of camera gear and a drone and everything, be prepared to get it all out on your way home. Bit of a pain in the backside, but anyway, off back to sunny Manchester shortly. so there we go, wonderful week in Tenerife. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done. Press the bell icon as well, and YouTube will let you know when we upload a new video to the channel. Back to the cold, back to rainy, horrible Manchester. Thanks for watching.